The phony weigh-ins at 4 p.m. Man, is Devon Haney one step ahead of everybody? People are basing this, how he looks at weigh-ins. If you're going to bet huge money, we can't bet in Washington State. I tried that with the Canelo-Bivol fight when I was going to put $2,000 on Bivol. And I'm going through my phone, and it says, what state are you from? There's no Washington State. Well, there's no betting in Washington State. But anyway, if you were betting big money, you would want to see these guys, how they look at weigh-ins. And of course, Haney did this so he'd have plenty of time to rehydrate. 9 a.m. in the morning, opposed to these big fights they usually weigh in. Maybe in the afternoon, 2, 3, 4. Local fights, you weigh in about 7 p.m. But yeah, this was smart. So he had plenty of time to hydrate before you got to see him. And he didn't want all these pictures of him at 9 a.m. looking like, what did they put, Michael Jackson Thriller last time, and being embarrassed again. And I guess he had to try 2 times to make the weight, according to Lomo. But Haney, it sounds like he did everything right. He had a nutritionist. Hearing Timothy Bradley yesterday talk about something that he saw him drinking gallons of water at the press conference or whatever, or maybe a week before. Well, he did the water trick. And I'm not going to go into the water trick. I thought everybody knew about it. I had my fighters on this way back in the day. The more water you drink, it triggers a hormone in the body and it releases it to come out. So you can hydrate all the way up to your fight, basically. You start cutting it down 2 days before, 3 days before a little bit, but you can hydrate up to your fight. Not like in the 20s and 30s when Ray Arcel used to live with his fighter and follow him to the bathroom when he brushed his teeth and looked at his Adam's apple that he wasn't swallowing any water. Now that's killer stuff there. So Haney did everything right. So will I change my outcome of this fight? I have Lomachenko winning a 12-round decision, and I based it with Haney getting down so low, and it may hurt him later in the fight. So we're just going to have to see if it'll hurt him later in the fight. But man, him hydrating it after 9 a.m. is going to help a lot. But how much, and he did everything right, nutritionist, the water trick, which I just mentioned. So man, I don't know if, we're going to have to wait and see late in the fight what he looks like. But the push, now I feel that push, it's out of frustration with Haney a little bit. I mean, Lomo's just been cool up there smiling, just cool as a cucumber in this fight. And Haney's the one doing all the work. 9 o'clock weigh-ins, I haven't seen that before. Hidden weigh-ins. I mean, he had to kill himself losing weight. A lot of people are picking Lomachenko. So I feel that was out of frustration. Also, I feel they had this plan, him and his dad. Because if he doesn't sell pay-per-views, you know how they talk about nobody wants to see this kid, he offers nothing and pay-per-views and all this. So Haney's worried about his pay-per-views, and by that shove, it's going to pick the pay-per-views up. So I believe that was pre-planned. Now, as hard as he did it to Lomo, I believe that's out of frustration or jealousy or something going on in his head. He wants to be recognized, and he wants to destroy and make a fool of Lomachenko. So there's some, it's almost like Ryan Garcia against Tank. I feel that same kind of vibe. So anyway, it's funny. Usually the lighter boxer gets to call the shots, like Sugar Ray Leonard, Donnie Lalonde, getting him down in weight. and tank against Ryan Garcia. But man, this is the bigger guy, the A side. He has all the belts, so he called all the shots on this. Now, I don't think he should have pushed. If he'd have pushed, maybe a tank push. Not so, man, if that was Ryan Garcia, he would have been in tears out there if he was shoved like that. Anyway, this could influence the judges is what I'm getting at. Everybody booed him. It looks bad. It looks chicken shit, and then he runs away. I mean, you saw what happened with Will Smith with the Oscar slap. Everybody hated him and how he's ridiculed. So will this influence the judges? And normally, the judges would go for the younger, upcoming guy that could see future big money fights, which I would think would be Haney, actually. But yeah, who knows on this? That's what they usually go for. So I hope the slap didn't influence. I hope we get fair scoring in this fight. And man, this is a tough call now with Haney doing everything right. The weigh-ins at 9 a.m., rehydrating. He's got plenty of time, but did the weight cut hurt him? I don't think so. He did the water trick. Bottom line, I'm still going with Lomachenko taking over in later rounds. That slap's going to help, that push is going to help Lomachenko. And I said the exact same thing I heard Bradley say hours before I saw Bradley. When the going gets tough late, because of that push, Lomo's going to have that little bit extra push in him because of that. A little fire. So again, this is a tough call. I got to give it to Haney. He did everything right, losing the weight, and I based a lot of this on that. But I'm going to still go with Lomo, doing some work later in rounds. All right, thanks for watching.